thanks for having us. And I'm really delighted to talk today about a thing, what in Bosch often is seen as the last thing at the value chain. But actually it's not. It's remarketing, where we really have the chance to define that new. In an area where customer expectations, environmental regulations, we just heard it, ESG regulations are constantly changing, remarketing becomes really a rapid engine of growth for margins and resell. Together, as leaders in mobility and technology, we have the unique opportunity currently, especially for remarketing for EVs, to use remarketing and the right point of resell to make not only a transaction out of it, but make it as a data-driven business model. Use data to improve the business model and find the right point of resell. Today, together with Drivalia, we want to take you through a 20 minutes where we show you a use case, how we exactly did that. We use data and make out a data-driven business strategy out of it. My name is Christiane Sopper. I'm heading the European team for mobility and logistic providers in Bosch. And I'm delighted to welcome Roberto to join us for the next 20 minutes to talk about SOH and how we use battery data to improve remarketing. Maybe, Roberto, you want to say first a few words about Drivalia?
Thank you very much, Christiane. So welcome from my side. I'm Roberto Sportiello. I'm the Group CEO of Drivalia. Who is Drivalia? Drivalia is the mobility player of the group Crédit Agricole, naming Crédit Agricole Auto Bank. Just you know, Crédit Agricole is among the first 10 banks in the world, so it's a very solid group. This player, Drivalia, is completely engaged in the mobility sector. What we provide is a full range of services. We used to say from 1 minute to a life. This group was born 3 years ago. It's a group that nowadays has 16 countries in the perimeter, more than 900 people as employees, and very important, we have a fleet that achieved 200,000 vehicles. We used to say that our business is based on 4 verbs. The first is lease, the second is rent, the third is sharing, the fourth is subscription. So this, having said that, you can imagine how different is Drivalia inside a kind of historical market that can be only short-term rental or long-term rental. In the mobility, we, as an innovative player, we play among these 4 pillars to provide to clients the best solutions in terms of mobility. We have decided to take part to this pilot together with Bosch because obviously we know, we think, and we believe that the electric vehicle is still a market where is full of uncertainty. So uncertainty comes from not knowing the value of cars because the first full cycle of electric cars on the used sector is not yet there. Second, because there is full uncertainty about the depreciated value of the batteries. So let's say the consistency of the battery along the time. So we wanted to have with Bosch the possibility to retrieve certified data that we think will be very important in the establishment of the relationship with the clients, having them gaining the trust of them with a third party certifying an important part of the electric cars, which is the battery. So please.
Thanks, Roberto. So you see expectations have been very high, and that's exactly why we did a pilot together with Drivalia. So what did we do? The heartbeat of an EV is the battery. So basically what we did is we took the heartbeat of the EV and put it online. How did it work? We connected about 100 vehicles for half a year this year from January till mid of the year, we connected them directly with OEM data. So there was no friction, no workshop, no contacting the driver. Whenever Drivalia said, yes, go for it, push the button, and the vehicles are connected. Actually, with data most of you already own today and already have maybe even paid for, but the data is available. And the target was to take away the EV frictions we have in remarketing. We looked at stress factors, at anomalies, based on very simple data. Let's have a look how it actually worked. There are 3 components where you actually need that. First thing is the data collection. As said, data is connected. What we take from each EV constantly is temperature, voltage, charging behavior, and driver behavior. These are 4 basic things everybody has. That gives us a complete real-time picture of the battery. The next step is we have this data, put a digital twin to the cloud. And that's actually where then the excitement starts, right? If you have a digital twin, cell by cell from each battery, we combine it with AI, machine learning, and last but not least, somebody said it this morning, with real-world data. So we feed the algorithm with about 150,000 vehicles we have running around the world. We feed the AI and machine learning constantly the algorithm to look at the battery. And this can be really exciting. I'm not an engineer, but if they show you how it works, I can tell you this is really, really exciting what they do there. The third step is we detect anomalies. So we don't have one shot to look at the SOH. We see what are anomalies. Where is an issue with the battery? The twin can completely monitor the battery, and by spotting the issues very early, you can actually redefine the right point of resale. So we take actually the battery measurements, the SOA's measurements and the anomalies before the decision point when you sell the car, not afterwards. And you define when the car will be sold. And that's then turning actually remarketing from a transaction to a data-based strategy. So the data you have, you transform it to actionable data. And as a fleet manager or a leasing company, this is changing everything because you suddenly become and get into the driver's seat. Last thing, of course, which always there is a certificate, which can be provided anytime, showing the key factors, driving behavior, anomalies, how often the car has been charged, the charging history. So sometimes you could even use this data to discuss with your clients early to change the behavior. What was the outcome of that? So decision-making is not anymore a best guess or depending on lifetime or mileage or anything. It's really based on data. Plus, you have a complete battery health transparency. You know what happened, how the battery was treated. You can compare batteries, you can compare vehicles, even in different market, different situations. And you have 100% digital solutions where no interaction with the driver, the fleet manager, or anybody else is needed. What we see from all the pilots we did in the past years in Bosch, and with all the data we have, sales can be really boosted up till 4% in average for resale, which is a big number, but of course this needs an entire monitoring of the battery to optimize actually the point of resale by monitoring the battery. Maybe, Roberto, I hand back to you to say a few words. What's the outcome for you?
Yeah, so as Drivalia, we strongly believe, of course, in one more, let's say, second life or third life of our fleet. So we have put in place a Drivalia program which is called Future, where we're gonna, based on the concept of the circular economy, we expect to manage the car in the fleet and the clients through a platform that is talking to a customer that is a trade customer, like B2B auction, B2C, so to the final customers. But also we have places like physical places where we sell our cars as used cars directly to clients. So this is a very important platform, is a digital platform that will permit the company more and more in the future to retrieve and collect the data from the fleet and let the company adjust and manage as better as possible the residual value in the future. This is what Drivalia is doing, and of course, super interested as well as all the company in the sector about the battery status of health.
And that was also all about the battery, but I want to give you also an outlook, what is next in remarketing? For EVs, everybody knows the heartbeat is the battery. But what's coming next? We see, or in Bosch, we work basically on 3 things, together with great partners like Drivalia. Software-defined vehicles, they're already there, you see them outside. With software-defined vehicles, there's a tremendous change coming to the market, also with remarketing. Because cars you in-fleet, with the possibility to upgrade constantly software, the car you in-fleet will not look the same than you defleet anymore. This gives a huge possibility to personalize cars. So you can define, you buy a car, the first ones are in the market, and with constant updates, the car will change. Like phones, they all look the same, but each of our mobile phones, they have completely different content on it. The car will look the same, and that's what we see will be really a game changer also in remarketing. Another thing we see next to the battery health actually is the ADAS functions. The ADAS functions will really rapidly take up and influence as well remarketing. Using ADAS function, having them, reducing risk and influencing how the car is driven will have an enormous impact on the car. And last but not least, with all this transformation we are in, nobody can do this on their own, right? So partnerships are key. So that's why I'm really happy to have Drivalia here with us together working. There needs to be partnerships industry between OEMs, fleet companies, mobility providers, and technology providers. That's why I really want to take here also again the chance to thank Roberto for the great collaboration we had over the past years and months, and hopefully more to be continued.
Thank you very much, Christian. It's of course for us also an honor to partner in this pilot phase a big player in the market like Bosch. Just to conclude from my side, I want to give you let's say the future of our company, so an outlook on the future of Drivalia. As I said before, Drivalia is a player on the mobility sector. We aim to achieve leadership in this sector with a focus on sustainable mobility, meaning that we will continue to invest in for instance, the electric charging point across Europe. As of today, we have almost 2,000 charging points of our property. Will be, by the next 3 years, 2,500. As well as we will grow with our fleet from 200,000 to close to 250,000 in the 3 years time. And among this fleet, the part that is related to the green one, so meaning PHEV cars or electric cars, will be in the region of 35% weight inside our fleet. So these are the important targets because Drivalia is fully engaged together with Crédit Agricole Auto Bank in completing the target of ACG explained in the medium-term plan program. So this is all also from my side. Drivalia will continue to invest also in research in this area to make this data available and to gain the trust of clients more and more in the electric arena. Thank you very much for the collaboration to Christian and looking forward for the future together as well.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. I saw in the app we had a question on what consent do you need to use the connected data? No, it's data coming from the OEM, huh? Directly.
It's data coming from the OEM
okay.
directly.
But what consent do you need? Because that has been a discussion for years. Is it a company? Is it a leasing company? Is it a driver?
The consent, always the person has to give who owns the data, right? So, but if you own the data, you have it, and then there is no consent needed.
Okay.
So it's all completely in line with all the EU regulations. So if the data is available, it can be used. What has to be clear and always written what for it is used, but there is no consent needed.
Okay. There's another one. Can you also have this solution for other electric vehicles like plug-in? And do you do this now, or is it more focused on full electric vehicles?
The focus is on full electric vehicles.
Full electric. Okay. Good. Okay. Maybe another one there. How detailed is your data on driving behavior? Do you also do this as a service, or you're focused in your competence niche? Let's call it this.
Yeah. We don't track the driver.
Okay.
We want to track the vehicle. So we also don't care who is driving, when is this driving, or where they're driving. It's really basically how is the vehicle treated and what effect does it have on the battery. The same thing for charging. We don't care whether somebody is charging, wife, girlfriend, office, we don't care. It's really about how the vehicle was charged. Is it constantly fast charging? Do you always drive till your battery has a 0 level? And these are the stress factors we are measuring.
Okay, thanks a lot. And let's leave them here, because then we can use it later for the panel. Let's say, and thanks a lot for sharing. Yeah, thank you. Okay.